guys that have big power and they're good boxers,
Yeah.
but they start getting hit a lot and finished, or you just hurt. They start to be
But
hesitant throwing.
I was just thinking about. I mean, I remember. I was thinking about like the Soriano fight, and I'm like, all right, like this dude will walk into a fist. So like,
Mm-hmm. It didn't help my that like Medic had been KO'd weirdly by some like Oriano's good, but he should never be getting knocked out in under a minute in that fight.
yeah.
So that didn't help my case. I've seen guys that have been in trouble and been really not finished, and then start to get finished, and then so I was like, I'm pretty locked in on that one.
Yeah. Well, you were right in the end, so that's what
Yeah,
fucking
I was
matters.
right. It played out exactly as I thought I was going to. Because when Medic is on, he's so dangerous. He's so fun to watch. I don't know how far that guy's gonna get, but good
Yeah,
value.
I think he's gonna beat D-Rod for sure.
I do too. I do too.
But anyway, dude. So, alright. So, UFC Fight Night, Ankalaev versus Guskov. Yo, how's my audio? Cause
Really
fucking.
good. Really good.
Alright, cool. It's my fucking AC's right here. Yeah. So, this card pisses me off because I went to UFC 323, right?
Hmm.
And I watched Guskov fight Jan Blachowicz, and like, bro, I scored that first round for Guskov, even though it was close, and then the
Yep.
second round was dominantly his, and the third was dominantly Jan's. But they were gonna run the rematch, even though they made it a draw because
Well, I thought
we're getting draws on this,
I thought
in
I
the
was
camera.
running away with it until he got dropped at the in the end of the third round. I was like, "Ooh, they might give it to Jan." I didn't think it was a
Well, I
draw,
mean,
but
yeah, I didn't know it was right. But anyway, so they were gonna run that rematch on the card after this, I believe, and then they pulled Guskov off that when Roundtree pulled out of this main event,
hmm
and so now which does piss me off because Guskov's. I mean, we'll get there obviously, but I think I don't know how I don't see Guskov being able to beat Ankalaev, especially
yeah,
on short notice, even though he's good, and I think he would have won that rematch.
yeah.
Um,
I think that more has to do with how older, really, how Jan's fighting, like lack of output, all those things. It's a huge opportunity for Guskov. I don't think he has a chance in hell to win this matchup, and I'm
yeah.
not a Vagaev guy at all. It's a huge opportunity. He would be crazy not to take that chance. Why not? What does he have to lose? Ankalaev's not a big finisher.
I think he had the rematch, which he would have won to lose. So it's like
Sure.
the question of a win or a loss. He beats Jan, he moves up in the rankings, right?
Yeah,
He might. I mean, depending on how he does, he might in this fight he might get a spot or two higher anyway.
yeah,
But
that's the thing. Ankalaev's not a huge finisher. He's just not. I mean, unless he sparks Guskov early, it's a win for Guskov. He's not supposed to
this
win.
guy's hard to finish. Yeah, but yeah. No, I agree. I agree. But yo, we'll get there because this sorry.
No,
This card though. Um, all right, yo, let's fuck with this. Bottom to top. So first fight on this card is Cody Gibson versus Abdul Hussein, and you know what? Yeah, you go ahead, bro.
yeah, when Gibson was out of the UFC after that first stint years ago, he had a really, really fun close fight a long time ago with Aljo before Aljo was anything. So
Okay.
for a long time, I was rooting for Cody to come back. I was hoping he would, and then he did, and he's had really good moments. Even if he hasn't won fights like the Damon Blackshear fight, he looked really good early. He's had some moments. Um, the problem is for one, he's 39 years old. He will be 39 years old. Two and
Right.
three, and five. But he's coming off of his first time he's been TKO'd. Even though I thought it was a bit of an early stoppage, he was still dropped. He was still hurt. Hassan has, I believe that's how you say that, Hassan. He has some
Hussein
crazy power.
looks like Hussein, but
Hussein, yeah, he has some really, really good boxing, really, really good power. I just don't trust. Like Gibson when he fought Brad Katona, he looked really good in that fight. And just at the end of almost every round, he would start to wilt a little bit, like get tired, and get hit a little bit more. Coming off of that TKO loss, which wasn't that long ago. I guess it was 9 months. That okay, but with a guy that hits as hard as Abdul, I think Gibson's in a lot of trouble. And his age, this is a do or die matchup for him. He has to win it. I just don't think he's gonna do it. If Abdul can find the shots on Tyson Nam, who I do like,
Yeah,
then
he won a belt in ICF, right?
yeah,
Knocking out Tyson Nam.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think he should have been cut when he was cut. I actually thought he won his last fight. But yeah, I think Abdul wins this. He's almost a lock for me, but
Oh, I
it's
think he's a lock.
I don't know. So I have Abdul win.
Yeah, I do too. I think Cody Gibson, who's like really big for bantamweight,
Yep.
which like I mean you can be 5'10" at bantamweight if you have but you got to really be able to move slickly. He's built weird for you know for the division too. He's not because and he I don't know. It's like and also he was knocked out by Richie Lang in
Yep.
fucking like 30 seconds in his last fight, which is which was crazy because
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean
Again, I
that's
thought it was a bit early. I wish referees to understand their people to reference sometimes. Like if you're roughing Dan Henderson, you give him the benefit of the doubt if he gets dropped. Cody Gibson's not a guy that typically
no, yeah,
you
he's
give
not.
him the opportunity to come back. He was still in that fight. I thought it was a little early, but
Oh,
the
I was saying sorry, I was saying the opposite.
yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
I don't know. I think he I mean, I understand that like he can grapple a bit, right? But
mhm,
like, I don't know. I thought he was done, bro. I mean,
yep,
he, in the Damon Blackshear fight, it's like I remember that because I wasn't, um, people get crazy, even insane over topology. Shout
yeah.
out Ulysses, but but yeah, like it sticks out of my mind because I had a topology 1v1 with somebody, and I had Blackshear by decision, and it kind of fucked me. But yeah. Cody Gibson's terrible at this point, dude. He's like, right? I mean,
He's 2-3 in his last four, but his last two losses, I think, are Blackshear and Arichi Lang. And
Blackshear and there, yeah.
if you watch that Blackshear fight, he looked awesome early. He was beating the crap out of him, and then he got tired. And Blackshear does what he has the ability to do. But
Hmm.
I don't think he's terrible, but he's just inconsistent at the end of rounds, especially in the middle of rounds. He starts pretty quick. He's much longer, much taller than Abdul. I just don't trust those moments where Cody seems to have lapses. So yeah, I like Abdul in this one.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I think he's gonna knock him out in the first round because Hussein's a boxer too,
Yep,
and like he's
and pressure.
yeah, like I mean he's he competes in straight boxing matches like
Mm-hmm.
you interspersed throughout his maker. I think his last actual fight was it was straight boxing. Yeah.
Last one was that Nam fight.
No, yeah, that was his last MMA fight. But then in May, he won a majority decision of 4-round boxing match.
Oh, that's a problem. Well, that tells you what Gibson's going to do. He's going to try to use either his front kicks to keep him at distance, or he's going to try grappling him. And that's a second, third round, or late first round finish for Abdul. Gibson's not going to be able to keep that grappling that he has to grapple. Also, Abdul has 9 submissions himself.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, I think Hussein's. I mean, they're introing a lot of people on this card, and I
Yep.
think Hussein. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how how good he's
Yeah.
like Middle Eastern guy, so, out of like Finland, which seems to be like those guys are you know it's just like from another planet a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And
Right.
the guys that live in Scandinavia, but like they're from the Middle East, is like something, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think Hussein is the first round knockout. All right, so next fight is like it's kind of interesting. Nurullo Aliev versus Mike Davis. So like I'll go first just because I think Nurullo Aliev is really good, bro. I think he's underrated.
Yep.
He and honestly, I think Mike Davis is kind of overrated.
Correct.
Because like I mean, as far as like, as far as I can tell, like, but I mean, Mike Davis, he kind of got spoon fed, his last. I mean, Mitch Ramirez is terrible. I mean, Mitch Ramirez is. I was saying that in my video last week, like because everybody's faded, it only takes one or two fights and people start fading somebody, right?
Yeah.
So everyone's fading Chase Hooper because and then on top of that, he missed weight. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, dude, it's like, because there was a time where like Chase Hooper, he's kind of like Mikey Musumeci coded, right? And
Yep.
like, so you can see them trying to make him some kind of star he really didn't have. But it's like, they're not trying to have him go on a 3-fight losing streak, so they fed him this fucking can, right?
Yep.
And, and yeah, like Mike Davis, he did all right against Fereziem.
Ooh.
Arm triangle against Natan Levy, decision against Borshev. He beat Mason Jones, but that was Jones's original run,
Yep. And he
which,
also got hurt badly in that Borshev fight too at the third round.
oh yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
that was, and I mean that was 4 years ago, but he
Doesn't fight. He doesn't fight often.
yeah, he does not fight very often. Yeah, was it 311 that he fought Ziem on?
I think so.
Yeah, it was that or it was Adesanya versus
Oh
Amalov.
yeah, out of Izzy
It's Amalov, yeah.
I'm involved, yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I got
dude.
all those ones right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dude, I got it last week. I'm sticking to the fights, but I got a comment like Sunday or some crap, and because I picked Chase Hooper by dominant submission any point he wants to do it, and I said I understand Chase Hooper's been getting touched a little bit and all this stuff, all that, but Mitch Ramirez, he's had 3 chances and he's done nothing to show me he's even capable of winning a fight.
bro. Dude,
Not,
yeah. No, I had that submission
well,
too.
I put him as a lock, and some dude
Yeah.
goes, if you think he's a lock, I think that's an unsubscribe. And I was like, I'm not saying he's a lock all the time. I'm saying for this fight, he's 100.
Bro,
And he never replied. I was like, oh, okay, I'm fine. I don't know what lock means.
that's that guy's yeah, that dude.
He's
That
like,
guy's
just 'cause he won doesn't mean he's a lock. And I was like, what are you talking about? There was never a chance he was going to lose that fight. That's what a lock means for the week, for the card.
bro, you can't pay attention to people telling you they're gonna unsubscribe over like a
Yeah,
single. That guy's playing Fortnite right now. He doesn't know what the fight.
probably.
Um, but yeah. Anyway, dude. Nurullo Aliev, dude. He's not as big, but like he's it's like I guess he's kind of small for lightweight, but he's
Man,
got
he's only 2 inches shorter than Davis.
yeah,
Half,
yeah. I like that the UFC website shows leg reach. I always thought that should be in the tail of the tape because like it
yeah.
matter a lot.
Yeah.
Well, he's got 3 inches less of leg reach, but I think, dude, honestly, I think Aliev, being smaller, it's just gonna force him to get in, to get closer. I don't think Davis is gonna be able to grapple against him.
No.
And it's like, people, you could say, you could always argue that Aliev's had opponents that, were not the best either. But like, Joe Selecki and even like Shamrock, I mean, they're fucking a lot better than goddamn Mitch Ramirez,
Rafael Alves it's a shame he's not in the UFC still. That guy was awesome. That fight was really close if you remember
Oh
watching.
yeah, the majority decision. Yeah. That was Aliev's debut, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, that guy alone is better than, besides Faraz Ziam, is better than anybody else. And Faraz Ziam dominated Davis with the grappling. I have Aliev by submission. I think it'll be competitive while Aliev is trying to get a hold of Davis at times. But I think when he starts to be able to get the takedowns, it's going to get easier and easier and easier, and then a submission will come.
I don't know about that. I think I just don't. So I think he's gonna win. I think by decision. Just because Yeah, I mean, I know Mike Davis is not necessarily like, the best defensive grappler, but I don't, I could see him stopping submissions, for like 2 rounds and also losing the first, just like, being able to keep it on the feet for long enough. But, I don't know. It's like one thing Aliev might get better at, right? And you might be right, that he subs in this, but he might get better at this. But right now, it's like he doesn't seem to hunt uh, finishes,
Mm-hmm.
Like he's
Well, I would argue that his three opponents have a lot of them have been strikers, and probably like Shamrock is not good defensively. As an offensive striker, he's okay. Mike Davis has more power, but it's kind of in the same realm. Okay defense, not necessarily the same stance as Shem, but not great defense. Is susceptible to being clinched. Has been submitted by Gilbert Burns, but that's Gilbert Burns. I'm not gonna hold that on him.
yeah.
Aliev doesn't have any submissions on his record, so I am kind of going out on a limb saying that he's going to get a submission. I just kind of feel it in this matchup. Mike Davis doesn't. He's 33 years old at this point. He does tend to give up a lot of positions. But yeah, I like Aliev
Yeah,
back.
I also thought, like, I mean, I know he's been at lightweight for for a while, but it's like I feel like Mike Davis is also a natural welterweight, right? And
He's 6 foot, so yeah, probably.
I think like he loses a lot of power.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, despite knocking out Mitch Ramirez, it's like, I mean, it's like you, me, and your fucking crippled cousin knocked out Mitch Ramirez, like.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I got Aliev. All right, next fight. Oh god, I love it, dude. I mean, good can crushing, bro. Is always. So Magomed, Tuchalov, I think you
Yep.
pronounce it.
Yep.
So the guy's 6-0 debut against Brendson Ribeiro, who
Yep.
is who's trash, right? Like, I mean.
Somehow he lucked himself into winning 2 fights.
Well, yeah. So what's crazy is you're tracked by predictions tracker, right?
No,
Um,
no.
you got it, man. You got to email him, dude. Just email him your picks. It's because I mean, people I mean, you do well on that, and people start to find you and shit. But
Is it on his channel so I can find the email?
yeah. I mean, I could just text it to you, but
Yeah.
yeah, he So I remember because when Ribeiro fought the reason I bring that up, yeah, Ribeiro fought what's his name, Dr. Dr.
Oh
fucking
yeah, the guy who touches his eye.
Nurullo, yeah, the Tourette's guy, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like that guy is actually, so he turned out not to be bad, right? Or not to be terrible.
Turned out
But
not.
no, he missed weight by a lot. And
Yep.
that was the debut, and he got Kimura'd by Brendson Ribeiro. Then he got Ezekiel choked in his next fight, and then he
Yep.
beat Rafael Tobias in his, by decision. So yeah, that guy's probably, yeah.
Dude, on the Contender Series, he looked like a world beater.
No, yeah. See, a lot of people do, and they're like, "Oh, it's Contender Series, it's basically UFC," but no, not always.
Not always.
But
I feel
yeah,
the
because
same.
Brendson Ribeiro knocked out Bruno Lopez, his debut, and then he got, knocked out by, Zhang Mingyang. Gadzhi Azulov beat him by a majority decision, but that guy turned out not to be great either.
Yep.
Kyle Machado split decision. Kyle Machado's pretty bad too.
And that's
and then he started. Sorry, go ahead.
That's who Magomed got a win over. His time Machado just knocked him out cold.
Yeah. So then he fought some real competition. Azamat Mirzakhanov knocked him out in the first round. Umar Sy knocked him out in the first round, and Umar Sy's grappling, heavy. Although he's been fighting on the feet, dude. Umar, I had so much hope for that guy, Umar Sy, because of his debut. I'm like, no light heavyweight can grapple like this since John Jones, right? And then he kept it on the feet. He lost to Menifield and shit, but and then Yakayev knocked Brendson Ribeiro out, which, like, Brendson Ribeiro does get knocked out, but dude, I think Yakayev, dude, there's all these light heavyweights, Yakayev, Ivo Baranowski, Navajo Sterling is like starting to finish people.
Yeah.
These undefeated light heavyweights that are fucking so good, dude.
How do you feel about him?
How do I feel about what? Sorry.
How do you feel about Sterling fighting Jan?
Oh yeah, I was saying, dude. I mean, on short notice and everything. I mean, dude, Jan's 43 though. I
Uh huh.
mean,
Uh huh.
and Sterling's looking better and better. Kudalaba almost had him, but I mean, that was a classic Kudalaba like failure to, failure to finish somebody and then get finished.
Yep.
Although, I don't want to take away from Sterling's performance. I
Yeah.
mean,
See, I wasn't sold on Sterling, even on the Contender Series. I got a buddy, No Chill MMA. He's a
no,
big,
wait, no chill.
yeah, No Chill.
Oh, no chill's my retarded little brother.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
No,
Uh,
he's a terrible person, but God love him. He's like, yeah,
is
yeah,
he actually little brother?
he's like my wall-eyed little cousin.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I like him. But
Nah, he's a
he's
piece of shit. Come on.
a good dude. Yeah, he's a big Sterling guy. And I'm not sold on him. I mean, the Cuta Lava fight, I thought he made the fight a little bit harder than it had to be, but he showed he has decent cardio. He showed that he can roll. I don't want him always to fight like that. But against Jan, he's not really going to have to deal with that. The problem with Jan at this point, it's been like this for years now. He just keeps getting away with it. He doesn't have good output. His power's not really there anymore.
He
It's
turn
too
he knows how to turn it up at it's like that Guskov, the first Guskov fight, which I guess there won't be a second now, but yeah, he really put it on him in the third round. And I'm like, okay, so you got a very dominant second round by Guskov, dominant third by Jan. The first was close, but like on strikes and everything, bro, it was Guskov's round, and they
yeah.
fucking draw.
Yep. And
What?
I think the big thing with like that example there with Guskov, Guskov's not great defensively. So like if he rushes in his
Yeah,
hand,
you're right, because what's his name? Elikana almost subbed him in their fight, and then Guskov survived it and came back and subbed him. But yeah, yeah, that's true. You're
that's the
right.
problem with when you're talking about Jan and that Sterling matchup is like Sterling's the cleaner fighter, better output. If he respects Jan too much, it's gonna be a weird fight. He
Yeah.
has to and almost try to bully him a little bit. Go in there, put the pressure on him, make him fight. But he can finish Jan. It's a big statement if he can too.
Mm.
Um, but
Yo, but, yeah, I mean that, yeah, fuck it, yeah, that's very true. But as far as this fight goes, right?
yeah, so
Brendson versus Tuchalov, right?
yeah,
So I mean, we've discussed the inadequacies of Brendson Ribeiro. So Magomed Tuchalov or Tuchalov, right?
yeah,
Um, yeah. So they do have an opponent in common, right? Kyle Machado,
yep,
and in UAE Warriors earlier this year, then Kyle Machado, Brendson Ribeiro, and him went through a split decision
yeah,
win for Ribeiro. In just under 2 minutes, Tuchalov knocked him out.
yep,
Um, and yeah, I did watch that fight. It was for a UAE Warriors belt. Yeah, that was I mean,
yeah,
it was a very clean,
yep,
swift knockout.
yeah. And
Um,
that with Ribeiro, like when he fought Zhang, I actually picked Brendson against Zhang because the fact I like the length of Ribeiro. I like that he has a little bit of power. He had the
yeah, and he looked good coming in.
yeah,
I mean, I don't
and
blame you.
he did catch Zhang early, and then he rushed in and got caught. I was like, ah, crap, okay. And then he hasn't looked good really since then.
No, and the thing is, like, though Brendson Ribeiro can grapple if somebody else is, if he's got a dominant position,
Hmm?
he's got to throw you to the ground and sub you type of guy.
No,
Because Tuchalov appears to be I mean, I don't know how good his grappling really is, but he's a dynamic striker. He in his professional career, aside from his first two fights, he's been purely in UAE Warriors, which that promotion's getting pretty respectable. And I mean, I don't know how much tape you watched on him, but I did watch. I watched 4 of his UAE Warriors fights, including the flying knee KO that
yep,
he
oh,
got. Um,
yep.
against this guy Habib Gaziev.
Yep.
I what?
No, yeah, it was saying the last name with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and and that guy was undefeated. Or no, he had one loss. But he had a loss by guillotine, so it's like, you had like two pretty top shelf strikers. I mean, Tuchalov is it's like they're debuting him. He's from Tajikistan, I think. And they're debuting him on this card. God, he looks like he could be that guy DR's like cousin or some shit.
He,
But yeah.
He had a lot of fights. He was 7-1. So he had 8 fights as an amateur. So him being only 6-0, he's not really 6-0.
Yeah, it's like that. See, that's the thing about people's amateur careers. I mean, it's hard to, because it's like, I mean, there's some people where it's like their amateur career is completely different,
Mm-hmm.
Just even the rules of a lot of amateur MMA fights,
Yep.
But it's like, yeah, he's got this one loss that like is kind of mysterious because it's hard to even find the method.
Yeah.
But that's an amateur fight,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like, their size goes, they're both 6'3". Tuchalov's reach is not listed, but I don't think it matters, dude. I think Brendson Ribeiro's trash. I think it's over. I think it's over for him. He's probably gonna get cut just like Kyle Machado did.
Yep. It's so weird because he has a frame to be a monster. He doesn't fight like that at all.
Well, yeah, dude, but then so you could say the same about fucking Austin Lane, right? I mean,
yep. Same thing.
Yeah. So all right, cool. I mean, I got first round knockout on that.
Yep. I could see a flying knee. See your
Yeah.
the flying knee.
I hope so, bro.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
But all right, so next fight, this fight's pretty interesting actually. Ismael Bonfim versus Axel Sola. You go ahead.
Yeah, I like this fight a lot. The only Bonfim on a 2-fight losing streak. He's 2-3 in his last 5 fights. Finished by Nazim, was looking okay early, but he got caught with that switch kick. It was beautiful by Nazim. And then lost to Chris Padilla ground and pound. Very weird. He kind of just shriveled up. It was a weird decision by Bonfim in that one. And Axel Sola coming off that first loss against Mason Jones. Nothing for Axel Sola to put his head down on because Mason Jones looks really good right now.
Bro, he's I mean, I like that was I think that might have been the only fight that because I picked him to beat Jones just because I mean,
output.
Yeah, I mean, also it's like Jones, because Jones, how his first run in the UFC went, and then they started him back against Jeremy Stevens, and who he was unable to finish.
He beat the
He did, but like but then it's like and then Balaji Oki, but it's like I mean, how good really is Balaji Oki? I mean. But you find out Aswell was injured in that fight. And Duncan with the standing guillotine. I mean, he beat Timmy Kwamba before that, but and then he's gone on to lose again. But I didn't see Mason Jones to be as good as I now sort of know he is. Axel Sola was undefeated, the whole thing. But
he did get robbed of one of his fights against Alan Patrick. He beat the crap out of him. I think there was like a eye poke or something. It was weird. It was a weird thing because he was beating the crap out of Patrick, and they turned into a no contest. And that was kind of going to be his coming out party because I think Patrick at that point was like 15-2 or 15-3, something like that. Pretty high thought about at that time. I think that was before the Scott Holden finish, before the what's the other one? Michael Johnson finish. But yeah. That one kind of took the hype away from Jones that first run because it looks.
No, it's it's kind of comparable to like Yusuf Zalal's first run.
Yep.
Um, but
But yeah,
so this is my problem with the lesser of the two Bonfim brothers, right?
yeah,
Um, he's 5'8", right, which is actually on the small side for lightweight, but he misses weight very often. He missed weight
yep,
against Vince Pichel, and Vince Pichel went prima donna on him and
yeah.
called that fight off. So they had the rematch, and he
Can't
won.
be can't be mad at Pichel. You signed a contract. If you're not on weight, I don't have to fight you. I'm
No,
good.
yeah, for sure. And I mean, but that being said, and then he missed weight against Chris Padilla, which,
Yep.
and you're just talking about that. I mean, Sadikov beat him to where, the doctor stoppage. Like, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's so like, okay, what I was gonna say is like, people, I feel like people misunderstand what a weight miss really is
Mm-hmm.
because, first of all, right, any fight that happens in the state of California, they'll publish people's actual weight in the octagon. I remember when they did it for, I think it was 298, right?
Yeah.
Where, so like Jeff Neal made weight at 170 or 171 maybe, and then he weighed like 200 and like a half pounds, you
Yeah.
know,
That makes sense.
that's 4 hours later. So
Yeah.
it's not like being slightly, it's not like a couple of pounds over on the scale is necessarily, giving you like that weight edge. What it usually means that somebody had a shitty camp, you
Yeah.
know.
Or an injury. Or
Yeah,
an
yeah, yeah, exactly.
some sometimes also mean that they don't want to deplete themselves all the way. If they're having a hard time taking a punch, or if they're fighting a wrestler, they don't want to be drained all the way. It can mean that sometimes, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, it's usually what I'm saying is like it's usually not calculated though. It's not like, all
Yeah,
right, I'm gonna miss. I'm only gonna get lose this much out of my purse, and then I'm gonna get a finish bonus and break even. Like it doesn't go like that.
they're
Yeah.
for if they miss weight at all, so they get nothing. That's how
Right.
that works.
Yeah. No. Exactly.
Yeah,
I had a friend who used to, you know, uh, he used to have all these misconceptions like that, and so a lot of times I'll jokingly be like, "Oh yeah, you better get that finish bonus,"
yeah,
like it does. Yeah. So so basically, yeah, Ismael Bonfim. I mean, it's like he's too short for welterweight, but he's got all these problems on the scale a lot of the time. I mean, I mean, a third weight because he really missed weight by a lot. In his last two fights, I think. Or no. I'm sorry. His last fight, and then against Pichel the first time. But
yes.
he's also,
Padilla,
I mean, I think I mean, so he's 5'8". Axel Sola is 6 feet even. He's got the 2.5 inch reach advantage. And like it's like, how much does that matter? I think it does because Bonfim, I mean, it's really Axel Sola's like fight to lose.
yep,
I mean, his striking's good. Um, and if he can keep Bonfim at range and just keep him eating strikes, it's I mean, yeah, it's his. I mean, Bonfim's durable, right?
yeah,
Durable enough, and like just going off the Reese McKee fight, just Sola's UFC debut. Sola, by the way, had a really long amateur career.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but but yeah, I think he gets a late KO, probably third round.
Ooh,
Sola does.
I don't think Bonfim cardio because his cardio is weird. Like he's a big explosive guy. Like
It's pretty bad.
yeah, but he gets tired at times. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so. Later in the fight, it's going to be competitive early. Sola has to be careful of the flying stuff, of the crazy stuff. But yeah, I think Sola finished them probably late second, mid third, probably.
hmm yeah. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. Yeah, I'd see Bonfim tiring himself out with
Yeah,
Um. All right, so next fight is
Santiago Ponzinibbio.
Santiago Ponzinibbio
Oh gosh,
with Dan Patterson.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, you go ahead.
Yeah, this one sucks because like for people that don't
Yeah.
remember Ponzinibbio before the Leech fight, this guy was the dark horse. This was the guy that could
Yeah,
potentially
didn't he knocked out Strickland, I think, at welter. Or no, he beat
took
Strickland
out.
by decision at welterweight.
Yeah. Knocked out Neil Magny before it was popular of knocking him out or beating him. Yeah, I mean Ponzi
Yeah, he
was
knocked out Gunnar. First round knockout on Gunnar Nelson. Yeah.
yeah, badly too.
Beat Mike Perry. Yeah, that was a main event against Magny.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And then remember he was scheduled to fight Usman and then he got hurt and then he went away for 3 years or 2.5 years with that injury and infection and stuff. He just
Was
came
it
back
that long?
never the same.
Was it that long? I don't.
It was
He
long. It was a long time. It was like 19 to 22 or 21. It was like two and a
uh,
half.
no. Well, okay. So I pulled it up. So he beat Mike Perry by decision at the end of 2017,
Yep.
and then it was mid 2018 that Usman fight got canceled, and then it was only a year because he came back. He had the main event against Magny November 2018. So it was a
Yeah.
year, but and he
28.
beat Magny after that injury, but yeah, he
That's
got
the
knocked out by Li Jingliang. And yeah, and then he went to split decision and lost back to back against Jeff Neal and Michelle
yep.
Pereira when Michelle Pereira was good.
Yeah. Yeah. And the biggest problem for me in this fight is Ponzi's just not who he used to be. He can't really take a punch. He's still dangerous because power is the last thing to go. And he's still in his mind thinks he can do what he used to be able to do. That makes him a little bit dangerous. Like he was losing the Morono fight until he won it. He was losing the Carlston Harris fight until he came back and won it.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, he did, but Carson Harris is like, I don't
Bad.
know what to call him, but fragile though. You know?
I but it still shows that at points he can still come back. The problem
Yeah,
is, I mean, Patterson's 9 years younger, 3 inches taller, 5 inch more
he's
reach.
good too. He's good. He got, it's like, I mean, the way that MVP fights now is so,
That's how
it's like.
he's always fought like that. It's just he's
Well, I
fighting.
mean, dude, I mean, it's
Yeah,
a long time since he's like catching you with a pokeball after he retires you by,
mhm,
making your face,
yeah.
like, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
so good because
Shout
like
out, what's his name?
like the only loss is Ian Gary. He beats the shit out of Jared Cannonier until he falls on a banana peel. It's the only thing Jared Cannonier does in that fight. Then he beats, he outstrikes Gary. He beats up Shara Bullet. Patterson and him were training partners, so Patterson already had this is what he's gonna do, so I'm gonna lay back. So it was a bad matchup. Should have never been put out there because Patterson was never gonna fight him. He already knew, like he had trained with him. He'd seen some of the stuff that MVP does, so it was always gonna be a boring fight. But
Yeah.
again, if you put a
It's
striker,
always a boring fight with him now, with MVP now. I mean,
well, and like that's not necessarily an MVP because he wants you to push forward. He's a sniper. That's his style for his whole career.
I mean, his feints though. He's leaning more. He's like power is the last thing to go, but then it's
Yeah,
like you got like MVP who just like won't. I mean, he'll literally just feint and then outstrike you, and then pressure a little bit, and you circle out.
because like he landed big shots on Gary. He dropped Cannonier 3 times, I believe. 2 times at
Uh,
least. Shara Bullet he beat up. I don't know I don't understand why he's
Jared
not
Bullock, yeah, he's so beyond overrated. But yeah,
two. Two.
Shara Bullet.
No, I agree with you, but I'm just saying when you match him up correctly with these strikers or whatnot, he does do better than what people say he does. But he's always had that style. Lower competition, he would destroy a lot of those guys. But when you're fighting guys that understand that what some part of them understand what MVP does, they're not going to fight him. They're not going to engage. And I think that's the issue. But yeah, I think Sam Patterson probably KOs Ponzi, probably a straight left.
Yeah, I agree. I think I mean I think Ponzinibbio, he still has kind of like a bit of like a wild striking style, but
With not a great chin.
no, No, not at all. I think Patterson, but I think he's gonna take Patterson at least to the second round.
Yeah,
But I do think he's gonna knock him out. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, and
It,
and he wasn't trying to lose a single fight, right? He was because he was otherwise undefeated in the UFC.
mhm.
Um, so he's only 30. He's bigger too by a lot with a much longer. He's
That's what I was.
6'3",
Oh, the
6'3"
fight.
on 6 feet with 78 inches of reach on 70. I mean,
And he's a natural grappler, but he has
yeah.
sneaky striking. Sneaky. Does keeps his chin up a little bit too much. He has to be careful doing that. But
Yeah, but I think all he's got to do is keep Ponzinibbio at range, right? I mean,
oh yeah, I'm not worried about that with Ponzi at all. But I'm just
yeah,
talking for opponents. He needs to be careful doing that.
yeah, going for it. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. All right. So, this next fight, I have okay. So Dustin Jacoby versus Muhammad Saeed. So like, there's a lot of people, those that hunt underdogs, ambling addicts,
Yep. Yep.
fucking yeah. But I'm not. I mean, like Dustin Jacoby, right? Is like very not as much as like Jim Miller, but Dustin Jacoby is a case to be made for how much fight IQ compensates for other diminishing areas as somebody gets older, as a
Yep.
fighter gets older, right? Because I was very much like reluctant to you know to pick Dominic Reyes to beat him, which he did, right?
Picked him by knock.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But I remember it was the Covington Buckley card, right? And he's fighting Vitor Pacino. And who now went up to heavyweight and looks a lot better, but
I think he
yeah.
looks fit.
Yeah, oh yeah, against Asplin.
Well, not even just that fight, but I think his skill set is so much better for the light heavyweight division because he's an explosive striker that can grapple a little bit. Heavyweight, he just looks like a block. Not that he's,
Right. Well,
you know,
but the thing is, right? So Dustin Jacoby, right? Performance of the night bonus.
yep.
Late knockout in the third round against Vitor Pacino in that fight.
Pacino,
Total fight IQ based performance. I
yep.
think it totally wore him down.
Well, and
On the knockout.
he wasn't moving his head; he was moving straight backwards. You fight an
Exactly.
experienced striker like Jacoby. Jacoby's gonna find that shot. And also another thing you need to talk about is like he was beating Alonzo Menafield all like until he wasn't. Like the late knockdown by Menafield is what won him that fight.
Yeah.
And Dustin Jacoby was winning, and then he gets dropped.
I mean, I think as he's gotten older, because like, yeah, and that was 2 fights before he fought Pacino. I think he's gotten older, right? He's been very careful to avoid getting hit hard,
Yep,
and it's like not all. So it's like, and I mean, Bruno Lopez, he left hooked in the first round, but Bruno Lopez is not
his chin's bad.
particularly good competition. But
Yep.
what he did to Pacino, he kind of did to Julius Walker in his most recent fight, right? So he, I mean,
That
not Walker, most
that's a
recent fight.
bad matchup, man. I like Julius a lot. I think he could have done something, but he was thrown to the
I think
wolves.
he's trash, bro.
Doesn't make
I
any
mean,
sense.
dude, I don't see it's like he was throwing to the wolves, on Yakayev after that. But like, I mean, I think
The
like
wolves are-
Jacoby is like a good barometer for somebody, especially, and he wasn't Julius Walker wasn't looking that good, bro. Like,
I
I
thought
took him.
Benefield in his debut.
Oh, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. I took Manafield and like because I was thinking like Julius Walker. I mean, his whole thing is from the clinch to get. I mean, before he was in the UFC, from the get somebody into a ground and pound position from the clinch, or if there's a choke there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, I basically taking Rafael Sequeira, who like doesn't know how to do anything but get knocked out to a decision. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about this guy.
Look at him on the series again. Another guy that looks awesome. And then he's
Yeah.
World
No,
champ.
but like that was another fight where I was like, I know Jacoby's he's gonna not take too much damage, figuring out where this guy's vulnerability is, and then he's gonna hit it, And against this guy Mohammed Saeed, right? Like, so this guy is 9-0, also from Tajikistan or the UAE actually. Yeah, I fucking got that flag wrong. The other guy, what's his name? Tuchalov from the UAE too. I kept saying Tajikistan. Yeah, but this guy is UAE Warriors alum, and yeah, I mean undefeated. Never fought for a belt, but yeah, I mean he had some impressive knockouts, including a 17-second head kick one. Yeah.
One of his amateur losses is against Kuniev.
Yeah, no, I saw that. God knows how though, because Topology failed to figure that out. But I mean, what do you want from them, right?
The I have in this matchup is like I don't really know how to rate Syed because like Luis da Silva is not a good fighter. Valmir da Silva, who knows how good he is because the people who he's fighting is not great, and he has a lot of like 1-0, 4-0. I guess that one's okay, but 2-2, 1-1, 1-0, 1.
Yeah, he's got a 13-0 opponent, right, from the UAE. Leonardo.
No, he has 13-10.
13. That's what I meant. 13-10.
I mean that's
which is okay. Yeah. Wow. Sorry. That was a huge error on my end. Yeah. And he retired this guy. TKO. But like, I think somebody. So it's like, this is like the opposite of the other guy going up against Brendson and Ribeiro. You're dealing with Dustin Jacoby's a savvy guy who doesn't have like, just truck through you in the first round, knockout power, unless it's Bruno Lopez, right? But I think Jacoby, Jacoby just and also he's 38, right? He's got, he's not a single loss and he could be cut.
Yeah, thankfully he hasn't taken any damage in his last 3 fights. Like, the reason why I picked Reyes was because he was coming back so quick after that Menefield fight where he kept getting hurt. And I was like,
Jacoby was, yeah.
Yeah, I like Jacoby. I like Reyes to beat Jacoby. He's coming back too soon. And then
you got to remember at that point, Reyes was on a 3-fight knockout losing streak.
Yeah.
After the controversial John Jones fight, and his last, he had just been knocked out in the first round by Ryan Spann. So it's like, that fight needed to happen to, pivot in the other fight. But
I think it helps Jacoby fighting a guy like that because maybe he can take a big shot because he hasn't really taken any damage in his last 3 fights. So if he needs to take a big shot and move forward and still beat him, this is the perfect time for this match. Because I think earlier when he was on that, Roundtree, he's getting hit a lot. Menefield, Reyes, Syed might have been able to find the shot, but I think Jacoby wins. But we're going to be impressed, I think, with Syed unless Jacoby goes out there and poison, which he doesn't typically do.
Yeah, I think Jacoby, it's only going to take till the second round where, he's gonna hit Saeed with a counter strike. He's gonna find an opening. He's gonna dodge strikes until he sees a pattern. In Saeed, and and then he's gonna press it. It might take the whole first round for him to see that. He might even lose the first round by a hair. But I don't think it's gonna matter. I think he knocks him out in the second.
Agreed.
All right. So, this fight, this next fight, Valter Walker versus Thomas Petersen. Dude, like, all right, so Valter Walker's ranked 13th at heavyweight.
Yep.
I don't know why he's not getting like, ranked opponents, I mean, like they Tyrell Fortune got the debut against Tyrell, right?
Yep.
I mean, I get, Valter Walker, he lost his debut to Lucas Bresky, who, like, can you imagine? Yeah, can you imagine being Lucas Bresky, like, just being a UFC Ken? Like, You know, I mean, it's like, you know, Austin Lane has that one win against Robelis to Spain, which pisses me off. But, like,
Oh,
you know, it's like Walker, you know, Walker losing his first fight. It's like, I say this all the time, right? Like, sometimes, like, a debut loss is, you know, like a rite of passage. It happened to Pavlovich, it happened to Carlos Olberg, you know, even like Islam early on, Rob early on, you know. But since then he's been heel hooking, you know, everybody.
everyone. You know,
Everyone.
I think the big issue is like Thomas Peterson. I know you're all right with him. I don't see good things from Thomas Peterson.
I think he's better. I mean, don't get me wrong, I think Valter Walker wins by first round sub by heel hook, right?
Uh,
But Thomas Peterson, I mean, and look, they have Dontel Mays as an opponent in common. Peterson beat him by decision, and obviously, minute 17-second heel hook win for Valter Walker.
yeah,
But Thomas Peterson's small for heavyweight, right? He's only 6'1". Dontel Mays is 6'6". So is Valter Walker. Thomas Peterson thrashed Dontel Mays around and won I believe it was a 30-26.
well, to me it doesn't even matter. I mean, Dante Mace is bad. He has
Yeah,
no. That's the issue. It's like when he fights like Gaziv, who's okay, he got destroyed. When he
yeah,
fights,
he
he
did,
just
and what that fight too also says is like, you know, because Peterson, despite displaying some boxing back when he was in LFA, right?
yeah.
He's basically a wrestler, and so Shamil Gaziev is a kickboxer for the most part.
Well, and he
I mean,
also has pressure.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah, and he knocked him out in one round. Vitor Petrino too at heavyweight.
yeah.
Um, you
Weird
know,
too because like Peterson, when he beats people, they're not great fighters. He has okay pressure. I'll give him that. There's so many holes watching him fight. It's like, oh my, I can't believe this guy is doing this every single fight. He can
yeah.
make this weird if Volter Walker comes in and he didn't train at all. I just don't see a world where Peterson wins. I thought Pat was going to do a lot better than he did, and I just not. But I think
Yeah,
Volter goes in and submits him. It may not be heel hook, but I think it'll be a submit.
I think he's gonna be a heel hook.
Oh, that'd be sick.
So Walter, I mean, can you imagine being like, you're in an octagon and you got this like, you got this like guy that's like, you know, just this like Sasquatch looking like animal chasing you around, being like, give me that leg, give me your fucking ankle, like, yeah, it's rough, dude.
Yep.
Like, it's tough out there for Valter Walker opponents, dude. He's got the weirdest nickname, the Clean Monster. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like,
I will say this. I'd rather have him turning my ankle than fucking Paul Harris.
or Frank Mir in that
That's true.
that was the first MMA fight I ever saw, by the way.
Oh,
UFC
really?
81,
Well,
yeah.
I was so pumped for that fight growing up. Oh my goodness. I was so happy when Frank won that. I was such a big Frank Mir
Dude,
fan.
I had never seen MMA, and you know, I remember I was 16. I was like going, you know, there's a bunch of my friends were watching. They're like, yo, you gotta see this shit, right? So I was late, right? And I didn't get there. That was the co-main, and the main event was Tim Sylvia losing the belt to Big Nog.
Uh-huh.
Um, but yeah, no, I remember watching that. I'm like, oh, so this is just like striking, but you can finish somebody on the ground because Lesnar gets him down. He's hitting him with these cinderblock fights, and then Mir just whips around, and I was like, what the fuck was that? Like,
Yeah, yep.
yeah.
I think that's even after a restart because he kept hitting Frank in the back of the head.
Um,
I think the referee separated him for a second and said, "Hey, you got to stop hitting him in the back of the head." Pretty sure because he kept doing.
um,
And then the restart is where Frank locked in that knee bar.
could have sworn it was. Are you sure that wasn't the second fight?
No, the second fight, Frank Mir threw a flying knee from the clinch and got
Yeah,
taken.
yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
Some of the nastiest ground and pound against the cage I've ever seen. I mean, Jesus. Ooh. I was not a Brock fan when I was growing up and fighting. As I've gotten older, I've appreciated what he was able to do with what he is. Um, I've lessened on.
How about Overeem hitting that surgery scar?
I mean, Uberim is probably one of the scariest MMA fighters of all time. Him,
Yeah,
Juiced Vitor Belfort,
yeah,
scary fighter.
yeah.
Good man.
Until Anderson Silva came along, and yeah.
That was
But
after. That was after.
no, yeah, no, I know. One of my favorite fights to ever just like pull up and be like, if somebody doesn't know like MMA, it's
Mhm.
like, or especially people that are into boxing and they're like, dude, like, come on, MMA, like, and I'm like, dude, watch Silva versus Vitor Belfort, like,
Oh, okay, okay. I would show him the finishing of TJ Dillashaw and Henan Barrow too. One of
yeah,
the finishing sequences I've ever seen in my life. He hit him with like 30 unanswered
yeah, yeah.
on Fox. Oh my goodness. While Herb Dean's watching TJ dance around, punching his face.
Dude, people that fade grappling, honestly, the best one is John Jones versus Lyoto Machida.
I mean, that's that. See, the thing I appreciate about that fight so much is the corner work. Greg Jackson said, "Hey, he keeps timing your leg kicks. Fake the leg kick, throw something, and you will hurt him." And what does John
Yeah,
do?
bro, that arm bar though that he had was.
Oh, that's with Belfort.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he's some. That's the crazy part is
Oh,
like,
that. I'm sorry. I was thinking of Belfort. Is the
yeah,
fight?
the Belfort fight. That's the fight where obviously Belfort gets the arm bar, but that's the reason why John had to do the Ultimate Fighter with Chael because his elbow was so fucked up from Belfort.
Yeah.
The thing that people forget about it is he submitted Belfort with that arm, with Americana. John still submitted him, and hurt him to the body with a sidekick, and
Bro,
then Americana. Just
that
unbelievable.
that light heavyweight run of John Jones is completely unparalleled
Dude,
in all of martial arts, or at least mixed martial arts. Yeah.
yeah, it's so hard nowadays with people that miss that era and they see John and stuff. And I'm like, dude, you guys just
Yeah,
don't.
because like the whole John, yeah, people are like, oh John, yeah, and it's just
I
like it's like
it
you don't understand. You don't understand.
don't know.
You don't. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, like I said, with the Lyoto fight, that was all the corner, and then John just threw a flying Superman punch, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
guillotine put him out cold.
Mm.
The IQ of John, just I don't know if we're ever going to see something like that. The only one closest to is GSP and Mighty Mouse. That's my 1, 2, 3 right there.
I put Silva higher than I put GSP.
Ooh, okay.
Anderson Silva, yeah.
I think GSP had better quality wins, but each their own.
I think Silva fought for too long when he was,
Mhm.
past his prime first and then completely washed.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I in that crazy run that Silva had, like he fought guys like James Irvin, no business being in there. He fought Forrest Griffin.
that's true. That's
Forrest
true.
Griffin had no business being there. He was knocked out twice in training camp.
Yeah, a lot of guys that Demetrius Johnson fought, people don't understand like how good they were. Like Ray
Uh,
Borg, and some of those like a lot of those early wins.
yeah, and also like with like Mighty Mouse, that's a great example. I mean, do people forget how good Joseph Benavidez was? People
Yeah,
forget John Dotson was, even if
yeah, yes, John, yes, Dodson, yeah.
you know, and people forget like Petr Yan fought John Dotson. John Dotson was knocking Petr Yan down. That's how fast John Dotson was when up. Just yeah, crazy.
Um, Yo, we got to do a stream so we can like chop it up about like old MMA and shit.
Dude, I'm here for it. It's
All
yeah,
right, bet.
for sure.
All right, yo. So the next fight, dude, I think we actually disagree on this
I
one.
think so.
So Abubakar Vagaev versus Saygid Izagakhmaev. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
great job on that because I don't think I was getting that. Is a
but
guy Aya?
Izagakhmaev. It's like you gotta hear someone say it once, which I haven't, by the way.
Yeah.
But what I have done is watch some tape, and I do remember that guy's debut, Izzy,
Yeah.
the new Izzy,
I,
Izagakhmaev. Yeah,
right.
debuted against Dalby, right? So it was a
Yeah.
welterweight
Right
fight.
before this, right before this video, I got a comment saying, this aged like milk, and I was like, what is this? So I look it up, and it's his debut against Dalby. I was like, dude, it was a split decision. Oh well, who cares?
That's true. And Dalby, I mean,
Weird. He's
don't
an
forget, people forget that Nicholas Dalby knocked out Gabriel Bonfim, who at the time was undefeated.
well. That's a weird one because like Bonfim was doing really well in
He
that
was
first.
winning until but dude, and that's why, dude, that fight is like why I actually faded Dalby. I faded Bonfim against Bilal. You know, and
Oh, okay.
I also thought, because I was thinking like, okay, Dalby knocked out Bonfim the way Bilal knocked out Sean Brady, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
no, so it's not.
Well, I think two different Bilals because like I picked Bonfim to win
Yeah,
it, but because Bilal doesn't really grapple, he's only striking. I thought it allowed Bonfim to be a little bit more well rounded than or like more versatile with his striking than Bilal because he's gonna be right in front of his face.
yeah.
And how the fight played out, it just I don't get Bilal's game plan in any of his fights his last 2 years or whatever it's been.
Well, dude, he actually did really well against Gary, which
I
yeah.
mean, moving forward, getting punched in the face, it's closer than people thought. I thought Gary won almost every round, but it
I
was
thought I thought the 29 and 28 was appropriate, dude. Bilal
yeah,
was hitting him. Bilal was hitting him in the side of the head with like, I remember he put just a clean like,
yeah,
yeah, it was a clean 1-2, boom, boom, like.
yeah. You're right. I think I was live on YouTube or whatever with that,
Yeah, me too, me too.
and
No, I
I
was 322. I was going ape shit. I was when Morales and Prates both, dude. I got a short on my channel with me, like, yeah, me just like, so like Prates and Morales of the future.
mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
yeah, that was a sick fight, dude. Morales is the only one, dude. So you got Islam, Bilal, Gary, Leon, not maybe not Leon, but no, yeah, he has fought instance, I think. But Prates, JDM, all the guys on that main card, right,
Mm-hmm.
in the welterweight division have been matched up except for Morales. But
See the thing that he was talking about today. There was a short of Morales today that was circling around. Did you see it?
no,
Of Yeah, he was watching tape on Shavkat.
interesting.
And he was zooming in on Shavkat's name. Could mean nothing, but it could mean he's fighting Shavkat.
I mean, Shavkat, dude, I hope he comes
He
back.
was cleared, I guess, to fight.
I hope so, man. That guy is like, speaking of being from another planet, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Jesus. With a broken ankle, subbing Stephen Thompson,
Yep.
limping to the octagon, BT and Gary, you know.
No, Gary tore it in the octagon. There's a
Bro,
moment.
Shavkat had a torn MC. I promise you, this is true.
Well, then Gary.
Broken ankle or unhealed broken ankle and a torn MCL
Yep.
going into that fight.
Yeah, and Gary caused more damage to the knee as well.
Well, yeah. Because a guy like, it's like you get those guys, a lot of them, bro, they'll fight injured until the injury is intolerable,
Yep.
or they can't be cleared,
Yeah.
Yeah, lucky he didn't lose, but
Yeah.
but anyway, so back to this fight, dude. Yeah, so I think that okay, so Vagaev has he's debuting. Is whatever. He has debuted. He lost a split decision to Dow. He put up a fight. Our boy. Our boy's an ACA veteran. Champion actually. Vagaev. I mean, is these guys have pretty extensive records. By the way, 24-4, 23 or 22-3. They're both 6 feet. And they're both. They're both Dagestani. I like Vagaev honestly in this. And it's like I saw you had a short where it was basically just your pick for this fight, right? And yeah, I commented. I was saying
Yep.
like
Yep.
that Vagaev wins. So you don't think so, and
No,
right? So
really, the biggest problem I think Zayd had with that Dalby fight was his cardio. It was really good moments he had in that fight, but he just couldn't keep going
yeah,
consistent 5 minutes each round.
yeah.
And
You're talking about
Zayd,
um yeah,
uh,
Saygid. But all right, Izagakhmaev.
Izagakhmaev
Izagakhmaev. Right.
is the guy. Yeah, Vagaev. I think that's how you say it. Jesus,
Yeah,
finished
Vagaev. Yeah.
Vagaev. Yeah, he's been finished 3 times. I don't think Saygid is gonna make the cardio mistake he did in his last fight. Uh, Abu Baker, I think that's how you say that. Abu Baker. He is a decision guy. He's not a big
He
finisher.
is. He is.
I really, really like Zaygid in this, probably by finish. I have him by TKO. Zaygid has been finished. Um, not the best quality of opponents um, that he's been finished by. Like
Right.
beating Turmiev is a big deal. Albert Turmiev, I believe, he was in the UFC for a little while.
Hmm.
That's a big deal by decision. That's awesome. He was finished. I mean, 15-4 is not bad, but he finished in 2008, finished in 2022, and then finished in 2016. Um, does have a ton of experience. He's not a big finisher. Obviously, I would assume pretty good cardio. I just think Saygid has a little bit more power, and fighting Dalby, I think, is actually going to help him a lot in this. So, yeah, I have him by finish.
Really.
Yep.
Really.
I think he's a little bit more cleaner of a striker than Vagaev. Um, yeah. If it was the Dalby fight, I don't know if I'd pick him. But I think because after seeing that, I think he's going to fix those cardio issues. I think he's going to be a little bit more prepared in this one. And again, it's pretty clear what Vagaev's going to do. He's going to look to clinch you. He's going to look to get your back. Yeah, look to grapple you. Look to wear on you. I think Zagid's going to be able to catch him.
Interesting. So yeah, I did watch some tape on this.
Mm-hmm.
I think Izagakhmaev, he's dangerous early, you know.
Yep.
Um, but I think I think Vagaev. I mean, you're right. He has been finished, right? Um, I just don't think that. So, like, okay, Dalby can be knocked out, right?
Well,
Randy
only
Brown,
is Randy Brown. That's
right?
why they did to win was because Dalby was coming back real fast after that Randy Brown knockout. It didn't work the way I thought it was going to. I think a lot of it was because Zagid got tired, um, but yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, like, speaking to that though, right?
Mm-hmm.
He did hit Dalby, right? And Dalby survived. I
Mm-hmm.
think, I think I don't think like necessarily the Vagaev fights the same way as Dalby, but I
Mm-hmm.
think the same thing is going to be true. I don't think Izagakhmaev has necessarily like that he's enough of a knockout threat to beat somebody like Vagaev who does win decisions. Sort of,
Yep.
like I mean, he wins decisions by winning rounds, right?
Yep. He hasn't fought. I will say that to Zagid's 7 months, 8 months, I believe, by the time they'll fight. Um, but yeah.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of clinching too,
Mm-hmm.
which is going to allow Vagaev to take over in the second, probably.
That's true.
Um,
Who's the underdog in this one?
um, it's a good question. Uh, who's the underdog? I don't know. Um,
Looking right here.
I haven't done an initial session of betting yet.
Okay, so Zayd is high, is a plus 205.
Okay.
A minus as high as -2.
I mean that
So I don't like those odds for underdogs. That's you're saying the other guy is almost 3-1 favorite to win.
Yeah, but the odds
That's
makers
your
you don't
can't
think
get
do.
caught up.
I mean, if I were setting the odds, I'd actually set them the other way. You got one guy that's debuted and made it competitive with Dalby. The other guy that has been finished and is going in. But I do think Vagaev wins the decision.
That's fair. He's very, very, very good at controlling really, really good fighters. He also the other issue I thought it was like when I was watching the Turmiev fight, Tumiev, Albert, whatever.
Yeah.
Again, thought like Leon Edwards, Gunnar Nelson, I believe as well. But he like Albert is a perfect opponent for Vagaev to look really good because they're almost the same type of fighter. Albert might be a little bit better of a striker, but he's a grappler as well, so he's gonna entertain them. Um, again, that's the only part where I'm like, there's a lot of matchups here where he's getting matched up with another wrestler and he's just a better wrestler, you know.
Yeah.
So that's in like his losses, like Slipenko. What a name that is. 17-9. You know, he's a guy that has 9 finishes, 5 wins by TKO or KO. So I guess not really a KO guy, but still found the finish on him. And then this guy, 25-12 now, but he's 12 finishes, 10 TKOs or KOs. So it seems like when he fights decent strikers with some power, he has been able to be finished. Uh, could mean nothing, but that's my a little bit of thought process without really seeing him in the UFC.
Word. Yeah. 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 I mean, so our first disagreement's my least confident pick, but
Yeah, I'm not crazy confident because again, we've seen it 1,000 times. If you're a good wrestler, you could go very far in the UFC, just the way it works. But I like the fact that the other guy has made his debut. I liked how Dalby fights, so we got to see that. I expect him to make improvements, obviously, and that's kind of what I'm banking on, is the improvements that I expect him to make.
mm,
Um, yeah, I could be easily very, very
I
wrong here.
mean, dude, I've expecting a fighter to do what they should do has gotten me, like Pimlet against Gaethje, or
Yep.
but but yeah, no, I see your argument for sure. Um,
Next one's kind of in the same boat. As I was talking about grapplers.
yeah, next fight, is
Rizvan Kuniev and Tyrell Fortune.
Rizvan Kuniev versus Tyrell Fortune. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this fight, dude. I
Yep.
don't. Okay, so I'm taking Rizvan Kuniev.
Yep.
I mean, it's like I really, I don't really understand why. I mean, I guess he did all right against Curtis Blades, but
I thought he won.
I didn't think so.
Thought he
But
clearly.
he put up a fucking fight, but regardless. But yeah, I don't know. I just I never thought Kuniev was that good. But Tyrell Fortune is another guy. The guy, it's like they opened him against Marcin Tybura, and yeah, he won that fight. But like,
Didn't look
you know,
great.
he uh, he looked adequate in my opinion.
Well, the
Um,
problem is another guy that relies a little bit on wrestling, is explosive early, but then goes to wrestling. His chin isn't great, even though he's only been finished, I think, 2 times by strikes. But his chin's a little weird sometimes. He's another
mm,
guy, not great cardio, good early cardio, and he's 36 years old. He'll be 37 here in a week. Um,
mm,
or I guess he just turned 36. My bad. But either way, who has better cardio and is better at clinching or pressure? Kuniev. He's not a guy that typically gets finished all that often. I mean, split decision against Curtis. I thought he beat Curtis, whatever. Beats Jelton Almeida, who's not great unless he can get you to the ground. He's good control or whatever. But decent win or decent wins outside of it. Anthony Hamilton's okay. One of the contender series. I just think what Fortune can do besides the first 2 minutes of the first round, I just think Kuniev's a little bit better everywhere else. Um, I don't trust Fortune's cardio in this one. I think Kuniev is gonna lay, not like lay actually on top of him. I think he's gonna make Fortune carry him until potentially a finish.
I think that I think this is honestly gonna look. I think Kuniev's gonna win a decision. I think
Okay.
I think it's gonna look. I think he's basically he's gonna do Fortune like Fortune did Tibera. I really don't see a lot of big moments. I mean, I think he's just he's size wise, Kuniev's bigger. I don't think either of them. I think they're as strikers, they're pretty evenly matched.
Mm-hmm.
Kuniev is a slightly better wrestler.
I think
Um,
he'll be fast, but it won't stay fast. Like he'll be fast really early, and then that's gonna be about it. Max 1 round, he'll be fast. So if there's anything explosive, it's in the first round from Fortune, and then past that, I think it's all Kuniev.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Um,
I mean, there
yeah,
was a time it was like, dude, this guy could be something, and then he got humbled by, not actually, but he got beat by Tim Johnson, who's nothing really, against the cage. But
yeah. I
yeah,
used to think Tim Johnson was really good, but then Romanov got cut and finished Johnson in PFL. But bro, by the way, like, dude, how much does that suck for dude? Romanov hit a first round against Nascimento. He got a first round sub, and then they cut both of them. Can you
yep,
imagine being Romanov expecting a performance bonus and they cut you?
yeah. And it's weird with Romanov too. Like I thought he got cheated in that Volkov fight, or no, Tyborov fight. No, Volkov, because Volkov TKO'd him. Because when Romanov went for a takedown, Volkov grabbed the cage, and that's how he defended the takedown. And then it seemed like Romanov crumbled, but he grabbed the cage. Like, what you know? Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I thought that guy for a while, for a minute there, was going to be a problem. Didn't work out like that. His weight was stupid sometimes. He looked like a,
yeah,
oh god, he looked like a
yeah.
miss.
He was misshapen. Yeah,
He
yeah.
was,
Yeah,
oh
dude, it's like guys. Shamil Gaziev was like that too. It's like why? It's like why are you not doing wind sprints uphill? Like
yeah. It'd be different if he was always trying to grapple these guys, but he stands at range and it's like, dude, stop doing this, please. Fight your style. What are we?
yeah. That being said, dude, I think Brando Perisic is. I think he's really good, dude.
I think that
Mario
guy,
Pinto too, actually.
he's a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All right, so
So he,
we both got Kuniev by decision. Right?
yeah, I have Kuniev by submission.
Oh
I think.
yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Hmm. That'll be fucking crazy, but All right, so all right, next fight: Islam Duatov versus Wellington.
But that's not
um, uh, what? Sorry.
Chanko next.
What? Who is?
Chanko. Magomed
Oh,
Zaynukov.
You're right. Fuck. Yeah, no, I just wow. Sorry, Maga. Yeah. Magomed, Zaynukov versus Damian, Rzepecki.
Becky.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, I short circuited.
You.
I wanted to get I was thirsty to get to the most hilarious fight on the card, but no, first up we got the Butcher versus Wild Chongo.
Yep. Mm,
Yeah, I mean, all right, so honestly, like Zaynukov just looks like levels better, you know.
yeah, I don't think he's a 3-1 better as they have it with odds or whatever. Uh,
Yeah, maybe not, but
I think well, Damien, I believe he trains with Taporia, which doesn't mean it doesn't have to mean anything, but it is a good thing to throw out there that he is training with him. Um, I like the calmness of Rizbeki when he fights, when he exchanges. I do like that. The problem is like Zaynukov, especially early, is just really creative, really fast, and because he hasn't had that one loss, he doesn't really question what he's doing, which can be good, especially at this lower level. You know, five wins by TKO, has been to a decision a few times, but went to a decision was I was kind of surprised about, but I believe he was also dropped in that fight. Pretty sure I'm right about that. He was dropped in that. I believe by
Well,
or something like that. But I don't like the odds on this one really at all. It makes me uncomfortable because I think Damian's actually okay. And he also is like 9 finishes, only been to a decision one time. Hasn't really fought anybody all that great. I guess like 7-2 is okay, 12-2 is okay, but that's really about it. Does have a big, extensive amateur record at 6-3. There's that, but yeah, I like. Oh, but if you're betting,
I think Zaynukov's kickboxing is pretty dangerous. I mean,
yep.
honestly, it's like I'm taking him by decision. Zaynukov, I'm taking by decision.
Ooh, okay.
It's like it could just as likely be a knockout. I'm thinking because Rzepecki's gonna get, he's gonna go for a submission. He's like, I'm fighting a guy that's primarily a kickboxer.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the dude's Dagestani. I mean, he can deal with a submission threat. I think Rzepecki might tie him up with a clinch, might hold him against the cage a little bit too much, for the
Mm-hmm.
knockout to get there. But it'll almost happen. I mean, I'm seeing it in my head.
Yeah, yeah. I think this fight's pretty easily inside the distance. I don't think this goes 3 rounds. Whoever wins, I don't think it goes 3 rounds. But
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
see, I
think
don't know about that.
it's gonna fail him, and that's why the fight is ended.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, dude, see, it's like you could be right. Yeah, I'm wavering a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, Rzepecki's gonna do it. It's like you gotta remember Rzepecki's doing everything he can, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to not get knocked out, and he also does. I mean, he submits people, you know.
Yep. Five,
I
I
don't
believe.
think Zaynukov is gonna win. I mean, he may reverse some grappling exchanges even, but like he's gonna win on the feet, right? I just don't know if he's gonna have, if Respecky's gonna, you know, basically, if this makes sense, allow him to knock him out.
Mm-hmm. That's
Just,
fair.
I mean,
Cardio could come into play because if Rizbecki is trying for takedowns and he's not getting them, or he's getting hit a lot, he might get tired.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. I mean, because he's got finishes that are mostly later, you
Mm-hmm.
know,
Yep.
and yeah, I think like yeah, I think Zaynukov's. I mean, he's not better everywhere, but I think he can stop. He can stop at the submission threat, and you know, and
Mm-hmm.
by the third round, he's keeping it on the feet completely. So I mean, yeah, if it's a knockout, it would probably be there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
We're gonna get the good thing about this matchup, honestly, is we're gonna get answers about Chanko because or John Pork, whatever they want to freaking call him.
Oh yeah, that's the yeah. They keep
Yeah,
calling him
that's
John Park. Yeah,
we're gonna get a lot of answers because the other guy is going to grapple him unless he gets flatlined early. We're going to get answers about his takedown defense, and I
yeah,
think we need that answer because at some point he's gonna fight a grappler. You know?
yeah. Well, I mean, Rizbecki's not a grappler. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Um.
gonna grapple him. So I want to see that answer.
Yeah. Word. Yeah. So I got. Yeah. We both got. We've got John Pork. Zaynukov on that. All right. Next fight, dude.
Yep.
Like. Dude, this is like one of the most unfair matchups. Since maybe. I mean, Chase Hoover versus Mitch Ramirez was pretty unfair, but people Luckily, I didn't see it that way going in. But yeah, Islam Dulatov versus Wellington Thurman. Yeah, man. Wellington Thurman, bro. What a
Yep.
he hasn't had you know he hasn't had the best run career life even. He hasn't fought in 3 years, and 3 years ago, he was on the business end of a 3-fight losing streak to Jared Gooden finishing him is pretty bad. Losses
But
to Randy Brown and Andre
it hurt him
Petrosky.
real bad. Like Gooden got hurt by Turman, and then Gooden hurt him, and then submitted him. It was a crazy fight.
Yeah. That being said, though, I mean, how good was Gooden ever? You know,
Not that good.
no, no.
Yeah.
I mean, and yeah, I mean, this was like, see, what's weird too is this fight's at welterweight, and Thurman, I mean, he was yeah, he was fighting at middleweight. He fought Petrosky at middleweight, Brown.
Did he fight Brown at middleweight, but he fought Gooden at welterweight?
No, he fought Brown at welterweight. He fought obviously Petrosky at middleweight. He fought good. No, he fought Gooden at welterweight. That was when Gooden went down.
Wow, Gooden's a big dude to be at 170.
Yeah, Chris Curtis is too, and they fought at welterweight in the
Holy.
technically cross fight. Yeah,
That's
that whole him and Hermanson at like they're both like 37 going down to welterweight made no
yeah.
sense.
Oh yeah,
But
Petrosky was middleweight.
yeah,
Turkinov weight. Alvi was middleweight. Bruno Silva was middleweight. That's one of the nastiest KOs by Bruno Silva. One of
yeah,
the nastiest KOs I've ever seen. Like he flatlined him with a few right hands on the ground. It was unbelievable.
yeah,
Really.
dude. So like, dude, so Dulatov,
Yeah.
undefeated. 6'3" at welterweight. I mean, you got Michael Morales and Ian Gary who are 6'3". That's big for the division though.
Yeah.
And yeah, and he's not he's 12-1, not
Well,
undefeated, but yeah, he's Dulatov's, he's very good, man.
yep.
Like, and sorry,
You're okay.
yeah, so yeah, I was saying sorry. Yeah, Dulatov is Dulatov's gonna win, man. It's gonna be a first round knockout. I'm so confident.
Uh,
Like,
this one
I,
we might disagree on.
you might disagree. You said,
We might disagree on.
oh, no way you're taking Thurman.
No, no, no. I'm not taking Turman. Not at all. I'm just fucking with you. No, but I do think a minus 750 is a little crazy. I will be honest. Only because Turman has fought good fighters. Like that fight with Randy Brown, I thought was pretty close. His leg kicks looked really good. He's been training with Pereira. I just thought he looked really good in the Randy Brown fight. Didn't look as good in the Gooden one. But I there, I think we're gonna get a lot of answers in this one because I think Turman's gonna hit that lead leg of Dulatov potentially. The problem is it's hard to uh, really know how good Dulatov is because he's only fought Adam Fugit, who's not good. He was there to be KO'd by Islam, and
Well, yeah, he's not the worst though.
he's not the worst, but he's a perfect opponent for a style like Islam. Perfect.
That's true. That is true.
With
Yeah,
Turman,
I honestly think Turn's like a perfect opponent for anyone you're trying to build. Then
yeah, sure, but he's at least, I guess you can hurt him. He's shown to be hurt. It just with that time off, he might be able to. I don't. This fight's weird to me. I have Dulatov. I have him by knockout, but -7. I don't think he's 7-1 favorite better than Turman. We've seen Turman fight and beat good fighters. Shoot, we've seen him hang in there with good fighters. Like Randy Brown's decent. He just fought Bonfim 2 fights ago. Petrosky's okay, not the most, not great. But
I had Cody Brundage beating him, and he did.
so did I. So did I. Thankfully, goodness, thankfully. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I Golotov by KO, but I think this fight's going to be a little weird when we're watching it.
Hmm.
Also, is fighting very often bothers the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
Because
not. I mean,
it's a real thing, man. It's a real thing.
yeah. No,
A lot,
yeah,
a
definitely.
lot of hype.
All right, so yeah, so we had that one disagreement.
Yep.
This might be the only other for so the co-main event. Steve Erceg versus Ramazan Temirov.
Yep.
Um, I'll go first because I've never thought Steve Erceg was that good, bro, and losing to Moreno, the Moreno that he fought, and I had Moreno in that fight. Like barely beating Ode Osborne, even though I
Maybe
mean that.
that fight. Maybe.
Hmm?
There's an argument he lost that fight.
Sure. And I locked him too, so I
Oh,
was just like,
fighting.
Jesus. Yeah, I remember that. I mean, they okay, so like he knocks out Matt Schnell with a hook, right? And I mean,
Again,
all fun. They were going to so that card, if I remember correctly, that was where Muhammad Naimov, not Naimov, what's his
Makayev.
name? Makayev, thank you. Yeah, he was that card was basically, or at least you know like Makayev's fight was like, it was like, okay, does this guy get a title shot or not? And yeah, he had a typical of Makayev. He had a boring performance,
Yep.
and yeah, and because of that, and they basically just fast tracked Urseg to a title shot because honestly, they've never known what to do with the flyweight division, to be honest.
Yep.
And yeah, dude, fucking oh, sorry, I keep getting up, but yeah. So Urseg goes on. He loses to Pantoja. People are like, oh, he did well against Pantoja, but the thing is, as far as I'm concerned, right, Pantoja basically, he on his way to becoming champion, guy was finishing people left and right, and then he gets the belt and he starts to fight very cautiously,
I
until they.
I disagree. I don't think you can say the Moreno fight was cautious. I don't think you can say that Steve Ursig fight was cautious. I thought he played into Ursig's game a little bit too much in their matchup. He didn't have to strike as much as he was. He didn't have to do those things. I thought he was doing, too much. I thought he beat the shit out of Kai Kara France. Thankfully, God,
Oh yeah,
thankfully.
well, I mean, I think when they put in Kai Sakura, they're like, all right, well, Pantoja either gets knocked out or he makes this interesting, right?
He was never getting knocked.
No, I
No.
know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and but I think Urseg, like, I mean, I thought Tim Elliott was gonna beat him, and
But he
he was
won the
not.
fight really good, and he just got tired. It's hard to
Yeah,
judge because like he's losing pretty handily in that first. Elliott gets tired. Ursay isn't known for bad cardio. He has pretty good cardio, and then he
yeah,
wins. Okay, did he win or did he beat a guy that ran out of gas? That's a
yeah,
question. I thought
exactly.
it was incredible in the David Dvorak fight. I still think that's his best performance. He looked so lethal, so good in that one. So
Yeah,
you know, um, yeah, we don't disagree. I have Tiramov in this one. I think the speed's going to be.
Tamarov. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, I got Tamarov too, bro. He, I mean, he looked
Power.
against Charles Johnson. I took him against Charles Johnson.
Yep.
You
Close
know,
fight. Her.
it was a close fight.
I
But
have.
I feel like he totally neutralized Johnson. And Tamarov's small, dude. He's 5'4"
Yep.
with a 63-inch reach. I mean, I think he knows exactly what he's doing.
Well, and
Uh,
also he's so fast. He covers so much distance.
yeah, he really is.
Ursay, because Ursay's super heavy on that lead leg. Super heavy.
Yeah. And if you're trying to pressure Tamarov with strikes, like he'll grab you by the body and you'll be either on the ground or like he'll at least have you against the cage.
Bro, he also
And
he has a power too. He really does.
yeah,
Maybe not one shot power because he's just what he is, but he also has 11 finishes. I believe 11 first. Yeah.
yeah. When he debuted against CJ Vergara.
Boy, oh boy. Whew, what a drop off that. He looked
No,
great.
for sure. for sure. He did look really good. He had 2 Ryzen fights where he looked really good. And then that was pretty regional before that. He got subbed a long time ago, but his only other loss is by decision. I feel, and he was what was it where he couldn't fight for a while, right?
He got suspended PEDs.
Yeah.
Tested fight.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised they didn't take the win away, to be honest, because it was a big PED suspension, not like a big the PED's big. What he took was big. So answers in this one because Usyk has a little bit of power. Defensively, he's not all that sound. He's a decent grappler if he's the one dictating it. Okay, scrambler. But I think the biggest thing in this fight is Tiramov's speed. I think that's the biggest number one difference in this matchup. Usyk's not that fast.
I agree. I also think the height difference matters because Usyk gets hit in the body a lot.
Yep.
And,
the height and reach, all that tells me is Tiramov's going to get in close.
Yeah, he's gonna be in the pocket. I agree with that.
Yep.
I mean, and I have him by decision because Usyk is durable.
Yeah. I thought light early stoppage. I know he dropped him, but you got to give people time. Sometimes he was still moving. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, I did think that was an early stoppage too, to be honest. Yeah, dude, I think Tamarov's really good. I think he's like potential contender at some point.
This is the fight. This is the fight that'll tell us. Because if he
it is
convincingly, if he finishes Steve Usyk, dude, they're gonna throw him to the wolves. Like Brandon Royval, Loner Kavanaugh.
I think he beats those guys. I really do.
I think Loner early with his striking could cause problems, but the grappling's gonna beat Loner.
I don't know, man.
I think Tiramov's hardest fight is Manel Kape because how explosive and how powerful he is.
Bro, that's might be anyone's hardest fight right now.
He's my dark horse. I think Pantoja beats Joshua Van when they fight the second time, but I think Kape beats all of them because how powerful. He hit Horiguchi the one time he switched stances, and then
dude, I knew that. Dude, I had that 3rd round knockout. I had money out on that too. That was dude. I knew, dude. I figured Horiguchi would try to strike with him in the 1st round. Yep. And then he'd realize he was fucked and grapple and tie him up the whole 2nd round, and then Kape would, 3rd round, every round starts on the feet. Kape would be like, yeah, not again. And I saw it in my head,
But it's just crazy to me that like the normal stance wasn't working, so he switched as Horiguchi was coming in. Like that shit's beautiful,
Yeah. But that being said, I think Steve Usyk's like I never thought it was that good. I think Tamarov wins.
Yeah, he's been a real disappointment for me because, like I said, that debut fight for me it's so fun to watch. He's so well rounded. He looked so good in that matchup, and never really lived up to that performance to me. Even though he went 2-2 and lost the last round and lost the fight with the champion. But
I agree. He did come out of that championship fight looking, not like bad.
If he doesn't shoot the takedown in the 5th round, he wins the fight. That's what happens. But he shoots like 2 minutes left, and Pantoja starts beating him up on the ground and wins the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Pantoja was in a little bit more control than a lot of people do, but
Oh yeah, I thought it was 2 the 5th, and I thought Pantoja won the 5th round.
All right, wow, we both have Tamarov. Damn. All right, so we only got one disagreement. But yeah. All right, yeah, no chance of a fucking unless that's a draw.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, actually, unfortunately, I can. Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah, no contest. All right, so main event. Oh, Magomed Ankalaev versus Bogdan Guskov. Like I was saying before, dude, pulling Guskov off the Jan rematch to replace Roundtree. Ah, disappointing, bro. I would have, because for every reason, right? It's like, Guskov would have, I think Guskov won the first that first fight and like would have won the rematch. I
Why
think,
not put Sterling against Ankalaev?
sorry, what?
Why not put Navajo Sterling against Ankalaev?
I mean that'd be. I mean that's a little crazy, but I mean I think
And
dude,
who else fight besides Jan to get this matchup? His only difference, other than Jan, is that's his biggest opponent is Jan. The biggest opponent for
I
Sterling
mean
is
they could throw Paulo Costa in there. They could throw
no. I was just saying the difference between Guskov and Sterling. Why?
Oh yeah,
Of course, they asked Paulo, and Paulo said he couldn't make weight, which is fair. I don't hold that against him.
couldn't make weight at 205. God, so what a prima donna, bro.
Paulo's a big dude. He has to have time. He's a big dude.
Yeah.
I don't really know how else you could put in there besides Yuri, and Yuri's not available because of his
Right.
kid.
Yeah.
Uh,
Who? I
I
mean,
think
maybe
more competitive.
maybe do the Pereira. No, Pereira's not ready, right?
I don't want Pereira to move back down.
Pereira's never making weight at light heavyweight again, dude. That was
I
the dumbest thing ever.
I don't even want to hear him talk about it because it's never going to go well for him.
I
Because
know, right? Dude, I was bro. I should post my for my prediction video, because months out I was breaking down how Cyril Gane would win. You had all these Pereira fans,
well,
you know.
this one's weird for me because like I talked about that Cyril Gane's going to be Pereira's hardest fight. That will be his hardest one. I did think Pereira stole the first round with that last 1-2. I thought he just had the biggest reaction, cleanest connection. It's an argument. It's fine if you don't agree. It's okay. But the biggest problem to me was always going to be the footwork of Cyril Gane. I do think Pereira came in a little bit too heavy, but I thought a lot of people made a big deal. Gane wasn't connecting with everything. People acted like Alex Pereira was just getting beat up, and he wasn't. He was reacting well. He was getting out of the way.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, the thing about a natural heavyweight is
Yes.
Alex Pereira's whole thing was like, Alex Pereira is the kind of fighter where he could, he's like the Jamal Hill fight's a perfect example. It's like that's the example of like how Pereira fights. It's like figure out your knockout shot, bang,
Yep.
that's the fight, right? And Cyril Gane's not one of those guys. He's not one of those guys where everybody knows about the left hook and blah blah
Yep.
blah. He rhythmically breaks people down,
Yeah.
you know. And
Biggest footwork. That's Gane's weapon. His footwork.
sure, sure,
That's his thing.
yeah, dude moves like a cat, right? At 247 pounds,
I still think Pereira can beat him if he comes in a little bit better shape.
no
Especially,
chance, no chance.
um,
I mean,
but oh, what was it?
dude, go ahead, yeah, but go on.
It's we'll get into this, I'm sure, but I think something should have happened in that matchup because a lot of it's taken away. He knocks him down with the jab, hits him with 3 clean shots, and dude, he hits him with 7 back of the head, clean elbows, hammer fists. The problem I have with it is if we're gonna have rules, then you have to follow them. If you don't care about the rules, just take the rules away and let the guys fight. But if
Yeah, I mean, sure, dude. I mean, the thing
you
is, like,
got,
okay, but
got
like he put him on the ground before that, right? It's
it
like,
doesn't that doesn't matter. If you knock the guy down and you proceed to hit him in the back of the head,
no,
you're
no, totally, totally, totally.
that's the
Mm.
problem. And that's what I said. I was going to do a video, but it kept getting taken down, so I didn't do it. But I was talking about if it's rules, then follow the rules. If you can't grab the cage, okay, warn them. You can't warn them anymore because they keep doing it. Take a point, disqualify if it's egregious.
No,
Like
yeah, I think like, I mean,
he even said, I maybe
see,
cover,
I think
but
grabbing the cage, you should automatically take a point. The
I
the thing with eye pokes and things like that is like it, and groin strikes and all that. It's like, there's plenty of times where that shit's genuinely
if
accidental.
you if you Yeah, if you're throwing a kick at the same time and it's a nut shot, that's okay. You get a break because that makes sense. That was an accident,
Yeah.
clearly. But if you're hitting in the back of the head, you gotta be in charge and know where you're hitting the opponent, where you're hitting them. You can't just be throwing punches because you want to finish him. And that's what Gon was doing. Dude, he hit him with two clean elbows to the back of the head.
No,
Where
yeah. Yeah.
maybe I don't recover, but you have to give me a chance. He hit me illegally, which he's correct. He's correct. I don't care if it's one foul to the back of the head. I don't. If it was on Gon, I'd say the same thing. If it's in the rule book and
Oh
it
yeah,
says
I agree. I agree. I
no, you,
mean,
you have to follow it.
I
The,
agree. I think, I mean, and it's like, Herb Dean got a lot of shit for that, but it's
you
like,
should
I mean, that's a hard job too. Like, I mean, you got two, you got
not.
two guys.
Maybe you missed the first one, second, third, fourth. You're telling me you didn't see a single back of the head, dude. You can watch it in live action and see all the
No,
back of the
of course, of course. It's just like, I mean, you put yourself in Herb Dean's position, man,
The
and it's like,
problem is, know the rule book. Putting you in a hard spot's fine. I get that. Gon's the one who committed the foul. So you have to take charge and be like, I didn't do this. You did it. Gon put Herb Dean in the position that he should have paused it. Not because Herb wanted to pause it, because Herb noticed Gon hit him in the back of the head.
yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
reality.
but the ref is, see, it's like you got two guys they're like, they're trying to finish each other. So it's like, I mean, the ref's there for a reason, right? And the thing is, like,
Like,
but it's like you're a ref and you're watching that in real time. It's, I
yeah.
mean, how fast that's happening in front of you
Well,
for
he
you to
sees
be like,
it looking. If we can see it on the screen, there's no chance Herb doesn't notice he's getting hit in the back of the head. It's clear as day. Even in live action, of course, if you slow it, it's even easier. The problem is like, okay, pause. You gotta check it. If you didn't yourself didn't see it, and people are
yeah,
complaining,
yeah, man. I mean, I don't disagree, but
that that's
but
the
anyway,
problem.
yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. Yo, but all right, so how does
So
Ankalaev beat Guskov? I mean, dude, I think Guskov's very good. I really do. I think it's,
uh,
I don't think Ankalaev's gonna finish him, although
I do.
the
The pro-
late KO is not impossible.
I do
I
because Guskov's defense is bad. It's just bad. The way he holds his hands. I mean, literally, the only way to get caught by Jan is to do what Guskov is doing, hands down, moving away, and then he gets caught.
Well, yeah,
Jan,
but even that was in the third round. I mean, it's like Ankalaev doesn't, his finishes, except besides for like Kudalava and like a couple other. I mean, it took him the second round to finish Johnny Walker. He
yep,
kind of he doesn't do what Yuri does, where eat 4 shots to land 5 and like almost get finished before he finishes somebody, but like he will let a first round go by, like judging the limitations of his opponent a lot.
that's true.
Um, and in this 5 round fight, right? I mean, I could see a first round that's almost unscorable because of like a limited amount of activity, and then and then Guskov turning it up, and then Ankalaev like switching it, having moments. Um, I mean, is a KO possible? Of course, right?
Yeah,
Ankalaev.
I can finish him with his front kicks. If Ankalaev's moving forward and Guskov's tired, I think he can finish him. The way that Guskov can win this fight is if Ankalaev is just being lethargic. Like he's just fouling him, trying to box with him. Guskov can catch him because he throws weird from weird angles.
He does. He does. I see. I just don't think that. I mean, so Ankalaev, I mean, he was, okay, so he fought Jan, also a draw, and then they didn't give either one of them another shot at the belt in the light heavyweight,
Yep.
sequence of open title fights, right?
hmm
Continued till he finally got his rightful title shot, right?
See,
And
I personally was not on the train that he should have gotten it. If you go to war with Rackage, you don't.
bro, but dude, that was like, that
Oh,
was one of those fights where he's like, I don't, he's basically, just like, there's no way this guy can beat me, and this is an insult, you know,
he
like,
almost he almost did. He almost won that decision. Some people think I thought Ankalaev won, but that's not my point. If you're going, 1-1 to the third with Rakic, that guy hasn't won a fight in 5 years.
Yeah, but it's like, I mean, dude, it's like, you could see him not really caring. He's
Um,
like, I'm gonna win no matter what. It's like an old school John Jones, like, pop his collar and go fight, OSP. You know what I mean?
Gunn was at least dominating before those times. Ankalaev was not. Like, he has the draw with
Bro, I mean, you say that, man, but like, I mean,
he
dude,
went to Santiago Santos to do anything. They literally didn't even fight. Same thing with the Krylov fight. Didn't do anything. I think Krylov even knocked him down one time. They didn't do anything.
I mean,
You know,
be cool to have a back to back. He had, I mean, the Johnny Walker knockout,
well,
like,
like Anthony Smith one. Anthony Smith himself got hurt, and then Ankalaev just finished him off. He was already hurt before then, like his leg or some shit. It was
he
weird.
beat Ozdemir, dude, and that, I mean, that was a decision too, but that was, that
But
was,
it was a fight until like I think the third round again.
yeah.
Rack 1-1 going in the third. You know, Johnny
Yeah,
Walker.
which by the way is why I think this fight winds up being a decision. But also, it's like, yeah, people don't like Ankalaev's style, which is inconsistent. But I mean, yeah, dude. I mean, he neutralized Pereira in that first fight,
Well,
and
he's
then
a very, very lethargic Pereira. The biggest problem Pereira in that first fight was he wasn't throwing. Like that was it. He was
well, I
still
think, I mean, that had a lot to do, I think, with the fact that Ankalaev got, made sure to encroach on him and not give him because Pereira, he likes to establish the distance he needs to
sure.
strike and knock somebody out,
He wasn't even countering. That's the problem. Like Sean Strickland was moving in on him. He caught him with a counter. There's been a lot of times when he's moving backwards and he finds a counter shot. He
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah, but if you really don't give him enough room, bro, he can't even do that.
sure. Ankalaev's not some incredible footwork guy. He just
No, but
Pereira.
he'll press somebody, and he'll also he'll also neutralize people. Like he'll make what somebody's whole thing is, basically, impossible.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
And when Pereira's actually wanting to fight or not sick or whatever, he destroys him, dominates him.
well, I mean, yeah, I think, yeah, and I think Ankalaev. See, that's the thing too, is like Ankalaev, like he starts slowly, and like Pereira's looking to get that belt back, right? You know, that
Mm-hmm.
was,
It didn't help that Ankalaev talked a lot of shit about Pereira going into that fight, and
I
it
guess.
just gave a hard time, I guess, appreciating Ankalaev because, again, what is he like? Rakic isn't good. He's going through a decision. Uzdemir's okay. Johnny Walker,
Ozdemir, man,
but
Ozdemir good.
he just tested positive for EPO as well.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
Tuchalov
happens to the best of them, dude.
then Dolce not good, and he front kicks him. It's just
Oh yeah, Daza, yeah.
you know the biggest problem in this fight with Guskov is his lack of defense. He's very hittable, and even if with the guy like Ankalaev is not really a finisher, I don't care that he has 6 finishes out of his 12 fights. It doesn't really tell the
No,
whole
yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why, I mean, that's
it
why
really does story. Like he should be finishing Rakic. He should be finishing Krylov. He should be finishing Uzdemir.
well,
Like
Krylov back then was a lot better, dude. Um,
I
I
mean,
agree on Rakic, but it's like I remember watching that fight, being like, "Oh, he's walking through this because he knows he should be fighting for the belt," and
well,
he's like,
yeah, that's the problem. Like, why are you taking unnecessary shots or risks that you don't
right,
need?
right. Well, so this is one of those fights where I'm like, he's not going to do that because
Better
he's got.
fucking hope Guskov can catch him and hurt him and finish him.
Yeah, I mean, because it's like, yeah, I mean, they step over Ankalaev all the time. The year he's a fan favorite, so they give him the title shot, even though he lost twice to Pereira.
After the Rakic fight, Johnny Walker means nothing. A win wise means nothing. I thought he beat Jan. I thought he won the last 3 rounds. Um, but like he
Oh,
literally,
he totally beat Jan. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I but cool. I'm not high on Jan, but at least that's a decent win. Beating Anthony Smith means nothing to me. Barely beat Thiago Santos in a boring decision. It's just like What more does he want, or fans of him want? He doesn't deserve all of this. Like,
Well, bro,
oh
Thiago Santos, dude, he lost a split decision to John Jones, and
yeah,
yeah,
John,
Jones,
and he still tore both of his knees. John Jones,
sure.
he didn't fight. He just walked forward because he didn't care. He didn't feel threatened with Thiago. Like now,
No, yeah, yeah. See, like, and
that's a
that's what I'm saying
different.
about Ankalaev versus Rakic. It's like, it's the same type of like, there's no way this guy really beats me, so I don't care. Like, I'll win. I'll win no matter what. I don't care if it's a split decision. I don't care if it's a 48-47.
The only reason why I'm going back and forth is the only issue I have with like that is like John before had been dominant before. Ankalaev. So to do that in that fight when he's trying to get a title shot is just
Yeah.
weird. That's
No, I
that's
hear you. I hear you. That being said, dude, I think so. I think Guskov is gonna win at least one round. Um,
first round, honestly. If
yeah,
is a round to win, to finish, or to just to win, it's the first round. Um, yeah, I think that's really. I don't see Guskov pulling out a fourth or fifth round finish. There's no way that happens. Ankalaev, I think, can finish the fight at any time. And again, I'm not a big Ankalaev guy.
I don't
I'm
know if he can finish at any time because
Guskov.
I don't think he's gonna shoot. Like, he's not gonna strike carelessly, but Guskov. I mean, he'll definitely be aware of Guskov's submission game. Um,
He's not doing shit with that submission game. Is Guskov?
yeah.
No,
He can't. He really can't stand directly in front of Guskov because I mean, Guskov.
I think he can.
But see, the thing is, like, he can counter with a straight left
Yeah,
on entries from Guskov. I don't think Guskov's going to be really able to shoot on him.
no.
Um,
Game plan if Guskov is going to try to grapple with Ankalaev, just because I don't think you're going to have too much success. Because Guskov's not a great grappler at a high level with high level competition. You know, I think that could get Guskov really tired, and then we just see a complete collapse if that happens. I'd rather see him try to strike and stay patient and look for the shots than him try to wrestle because he's not going to have success.
yeah, I think, but it's like one of the things if you if you go like, well, all right, what's Ankalaev the best at? He's good at disrupting somebody's rhythm.
And play distance as well.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. But yeah, I think he's good. Like, so if he clinches or I mean, Ankalaev's probably not gonna shoot many takedowns, but it's like if he clinches, and like strikes, just flusters Guskov's like equilibrium.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's gonna win the fight
Yep.
because and that really is what he's the best at.
And
Um,
that's like
and
if
don't
Ink
forget,
one of
Ozdemir really kind of dominantly controlled Guskov. Ankalaev has a win on him, but
the debut or whatever, I think
Mhm.
Guskov looked good, and then he got really tired and beat up. Um, but like Ankalaev, if Ankalaev fights like he did against Rakic, it could be a fun fight. If he fights against like he did against Santos or Uzdemir or Krylov, because those fights aren't that fun to watch. Kind of not a ton going on. Guskov has a chance. He has a chance if he fights like he did in those previous matchups. Um, yeah, if Ankalaev thinks he's gonna run through Guskov, I think there's gonna be problems.
no, I don't think so. I think and I think the
What?
fact that I think he knows that any kind of that he really like to get a title shot again, right? Because he's like, he's nobody's favorite fighter, right? So it's like he's gonna have to look good, even in a decision win.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
I stands really much of a chance against Oldberg, and I'm not a big Oldberg guy. I just
Oh,
don't.
I like Carlos Solberg. I think honestly, dude, I think Ankalaev gives anyone a run for their money. Dude, it's like that, dude. Him versus Olberg, like I don't even want to think about that until it happens because it's a weird stylistic fight.
It is. It is a weird style for sure. I think Yuri could beat him up. I thought Roundtree. I think Roundtree beats Ankalaev
Oh, dude.
because
Oh God.
he has
No,
better
no
better,
chance, man.
better
Come on.
power. Ankalaev doesn't throw a ton. He's not a big output guy.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's like he throws like destabilizing. It's like I say, it's like it's like I like Ankalaev because I like and he's not as much like Strickland as in this
oh,
respect. But I like yeah, I mean their styles are completely different. But what I'm saying is like I like fighters. My favorite fighters are ones that confuse and frustrate people. Especially, and the reason I like Strickland is, these like Izzy or Chimaev guys that like you're like all right, nobody beats this guy,
mhm,
right? Strickland completely like destabilizes their, whatever their like main thing is, right? Is pressuring Izzy,
mhm.
like won't let him establish range, you know, like neutralizing the grappling of Chimaev. So he's Chimaev's on bottom position in the second round. Like,
Mhm.
that's, it's, and Ankalaev's a little bit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sold on almost 90%. It's like, he threw one big shot in the Pereira fight and it hurt Pereira, and then he never really attempted another one the whole rest of the fight.
Yeah, that's true.
No, it's just he doesn't have a ton of output. He doesn't throw a ton of strikes. So that's why I liked Roundtree if they were going to fight. But I don't. I have him as one of my locks
Yeah,
on my.
yeah. How do you have him winning?
So yeah,
How do you have him winning?
knockout.
You
Yep.
got a round?
I don't have a round because I think it can be at any time.
Okay. Okay.
So
I'm
I
about to.
trust the Guskov on short notice with already not great defense. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I mean I could see Ankalaev throwing a big head kick and rocking Guskov and finishing him. And this
Yeah.
me because again I'm not a big Ankalaev guy, but with a guy that's not great defense on short notice, who's an awkward striker as it is anyways, probably only has 2.5 rounds of cardio. I got Ankalaev.
Mhm. All right. Yeah. Me too. So Vagaev
Yep.
Vagaev versus Izagakhmaev.
Yep.
That's our only disagreement. So
Yep.
the
That is.
investment win.
Yep.
I'm now 27. Yo, thanks a lot, man.
I
Um,
appreciate you. Thank you for having me on.
Word. Yeah, I gotta timestamp this bitch and then get this shit up. So I'll premiere it in the morning. But yeah, thanks a lot, man. And
I appreciate. Thank you so much.
we'll do a stream soon.
Let me know and we'll talk about them.
Absolutely. Peace.
Appreciate. You. Have a good night.
You too, man.